I'm not making any money talking these days. Good Christ. I'm a dick, folks. I'm not gonna lie to you. Still am. I guess I am a decent guy because I'm a fucking jerk, and I'm not a jerk. Apparently, I'm a dick. I'm not an awful guy, but I've done so much ridiculous stuff. I'm an awful guy. Hey, what's happening? Mike Schmidt, 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast, folks, and don't let that voice fool you. I am fucking miserable. Do not let the enthusiasm that I brought to that opening sentence get you. I could not be more uncomfortable or awkwardly fucking pissed off right now. I'm sorry. Last week we had Happy Mike. We had Mike who was thrilled and excited. And again, I'm sort of still Happy Mike. I'm Happy Mike inside. But on the outside, there is a just rageful, angry, upset, out of his element Mike, and he doesn't like it. I don't like it. I don't mean, I'm not a douchebag. I'm not in the third person. He doesn't like it, but that's how fucking pissed off I am. I went straight up douchebag and referred to myself in the third person, folks. Year two has brought, this is episode 2, year 2, of what may be a 2-episode year. I'm not going to lie to you folks. I am not happy. All right, so here's what happens. So year 2 brings logos and T-shirts. Have I mentioned there's T-shirts available? We'll tell you where to get them later. If you go through my website or go to lookatmeshirts.com, go get a T-shirt. But it's a great shirt. And thank you to all the people who've written me and said that they've purchased shirts already. And feel free to get more. Why? You know what? You know what? I think everybody should buy these shirts and fill their closets with them. And so they're like a costume. So like you're like, I'm like a superhero, the 40-year-old boy man, which doesn't sound good at all. But think of a better hero name than that, folks. I'm spitballing here. That's what I would come up with right off the top of my head. And it's a poor effort at a superhero name. So you come up with something, Skull Pie Man or something. I don't care. But year 2 has brought logos and shirts and new theme music, and year 2 has brought us a new recording location. I sit right now. I'm not kidding you. I'm sitting at a 5th grade art table in an empty fucking apartment. And normally I'm in a kitchen, in a fine kitchen on an office chair, like an arrow chair. And I get to lean back, and it's rolly, and I get to kind of swivel, and I like that freedom of movement. Right now, folks, I am sitting on the rickety chair. That's the only way to describe it. I am on the rickety chair at a 5th grade art table. I am waiting for the teacher to come and put a lump of clay in front of me so I can basically roll it around the table and get an F, because that's what I did all the time in fucking art class. I was terrible. Here's how bad I was in art class. You know what I did in 5th grade, folks? I stole like a vase that someone had done. It was 6th grade or 5th grade, I forget which, and someone had already molded it and cooked it, and they had the kiln and they painted it, and I heisted it and took it home and told my mom I did it. Then brought home a report card with an F. She's like, "How do you get an F if you made that beautiful vase?" I'm like, "I have no idea." Good Christ. You know what? I think I was supposed to make an ashtray. That's what it was. I was supposed to make an ashtray. I went, fuck this. I'm better than that. I made a big vase, and the guy's like, "You can't put your cigarettes out in a vase." F. But now I sit here at that table, that very table, and I have those memories flooding back to me. And I hear this? That's a wall, folks. Can you hear that? There's a wall. I mean, literally, if I turn to the right, boom, I had a wall. Like here's my head. That's my head hitting that wall. In the kitchen, I had freedom of movement. I was on a rolly chair. I could slide over to the counter. I could slide over and talk to Lili. Remember when we went Joe Perry, Steve Tyler, and we talked in the same microphone? Can't do it now. She's at the head of the art table, staring at me over the top of a laptop. I got a control panel in between us. It's horrible. All right, here's the thing, folks. I'm in this cramped fucking tiny spot. I'm on a chair that doesn't move. This is a death. And it's unfortunately, the ceilings are not high enough for me to hang myself with a microphone cord, because this is an awful, awful place. All right, so Lili, all right, a couple of issues back. Issues. That's what it was. I put out volumes. Again, folks, more of a book than a movie. A couple episodes back, I told you folks that there were friends I had that were going through divorces, and things were changing in their lives, and it was very difficult for me, because who cares about them? Fuck them, quite frankly. I need to find out how it's going to affect my life. And those chickens are coming home to roost because I'm finding out exactly how it's going to affect my fucking life negatively. Because our friend Lili was one of the people who was involved in some sort of divorce action. And that's what I meant by uncomfortable. That was my couple friends. That's why I tried to hide it and be all clandestine and keep it quiet. And she was like, "Well, I don't mind if you talk about it," but I could see in her face that she didn't want me talking about it, kind of. And I'm like, well, and so I'll respect that. I'll dance around it as much as I can, even though then I got a flood of emails going, "Are you talking about Lili? Is Lili the one who's getting divorced?" But again, it's her business, none of mine, so there's no reason to bring it up until I get schlepped to this fucking safe house to record a goddamn podcast. And again, it was I'm a creature of routine, folks. I mean, in the beginning, I would go to Riverside and Valley Village, and that's fine, and we took care of business there. But now I'm in Hollywood by Guitar Center. Might as well just record it in the drum room at Guitar Center. That would be for all the comfort level I have right now. I'd have some fucking wannabe Neil Peart's out there fucking doing fills while I tried to tell you folks about how awful my life has become. This is terrible. I cannot stress enough how uncomfortable and awful this is. It's just, and here's the worst part. Okay, Lily's Lili. She does her thing. I'm not gonna say, I'm not gonna judge. You know, I love her, and she can do whatever she wants to do with her life, of course. But when I get sucked into it, then it becomes a little fucking problem. You know, then it fucking becomes something crazy. So Lili, how do I put this? All right, she runs with a different crowd, folks. She's friends with like jugglers and fucking fire eaters, and you know all those people you see on the street with a hat in front of them trying to get money. Those are Lili's friends. When you go out to the fucking promenade, or you go to the beach, or you go anywhere and you see somebody busking in a fucking subway tunnel, and you go, "Fuck, I'm not gonna give that guy 50 cents." Lili's like, "I gotta get that guy's phone number and be his friend." Seriously, I need to bring all of these urchins under my wing, and because she's like this weird '60s bohemian chick in the year 2009. What are you doing? Get a fucking job. Have these people get jobs. But instead, it's this weird collective where she lives with a guy who's got his face on his car. I just showed up. This motherfucker's got a smart car, even worse, which I was going to just pick it up and put it in my glove compartment. I was like, I'm embarrassed for you, pal. I'm putting this in my fucking glove compartment, and when you want it, I'll give it to you. When it's safe, we'll take it. You know what? Climb in the back seat. I'm going to put your smart car in my glove compartment, and we're going to go get this fucking airbrushed right off. Do not put a cartoon picture of your face on your car. You are a driving embarrassment. Wow. What a fucking whiff. But that's who she's here with. And my favorite part is I'm walking around here before I get here, and it's before I record, and I'm wigged out. I'm not gonna lie to you. I walk into an empty fucking apartment, and I see the art table, and I'm like, really? That's happening? All right. Because she had told me, she's like, you know what, we'll be in privacy, and we'll be in my bedroom, and everything will get taken care of. Because this show, folks, and again, it's going to sound like whining, and it's going to sound like when athletes say this kind of thing, and I don't mean to. This show's fucking hard to do, okay? It is hard to do. And so I kind of need stuff to be right. And I guess maybe I don't because I'm pissed off and I'm filling time anyway. But I just... Any obstacle, anything that throws itself in the way, it just fucking freaks me out. So I got to come here, and I'm walking around trying to, it's weird. It's like if you brought a dog home, and he has to get used to the surroundings. Like, I was pacing. I'm walking around in circles. I'm closing blinds. I'm turning off lights. She's got every light in the fucking house on. Because now, you know what? Now you're going to have to pay an electric bill. Now you're going to realize what real life is like when you get a goddamn electric bill, and you're going to go, oh my God, our electric bill's $375. Well, yeah, turn off a fucking light. Spend less time sketching on your fucking hood and get a light off. I'm sure these are nice people. I'm sure they're wonderful. But I don't want to fucking deal with it. And here's the best part. Is she's like, well, you should have seen some of the places I looked at. Because this is an apartment. It's a standard apartment. It's got a dishwasher, which is cool. She just bought a fridge, whatever the fuck. She's just moving in, fine. It's big. There's a lot of room. But my favorite part is she's like, you should have seen some of the places I looked at. You know the first place she looked at? There was an apartment right upstairs from me. And she couldn't take it. She couldn't be bothered to take it because it was going to be, she wanted a dog. Like, she was finding any obstacle at all to avoid moving out of her old place. So she's like, oh, yeah, I need a dog. I need this. I need that. It was a perfectly functional one-bedroom apartment. I literally would have had to walk upstairs to record the show. There would have been a hard floor to roll around on. There was a pool. My apartment's a nice apartment, as long as you don't got to fucking deal with Lou and the yelling Asians. But other than that, she would have been fine. And I would have had, you know what I really would have had? I would have had like a team there. I would have been excited. I would have had like backup. Like if anything happened. And also, come on, if Lily was home one night and she wasn't out, rubbing her tits in somebody's face, she'd come downstairs and watch a DVD. We enjoy ourselves. Or maybe we all go to lunch, her and my wife and I, and we all go out and enjoy ourselves. But no. Instead, she looks all over town. She's looking at guest houses, and I can hear this fucking update every time I see her. She's like, I looked at a guest house today. It's only $1,800 a week. Oh, well, good. Good for you. I mean, in addition to the fucking $500 a week you're going to buy to pay to feed the sheepdog you're looking to invest in. So she's looking around for apartments. I'm living that lie. She's telling me over and over, I can't find a place. I can't find a place. Well, guess what? Now she found a place with these fucking humps. She lives with, and she moves in with two dudes. All right? Two dudes that I barely know. Like, one, the guy driving around with his ID on his door, and then another guy who's here. Who's actually fucking here right now. I don't know if he's got a glass up to the door, or perhaps he's just ignoring us. I don't give a fuck. He could be standing right fucking next to me. I wouldn't even know he's behind me. He could be behind this fucking wall. I don't know. All I know is I gotta sit here and do a show, and there's strangers in the fucking house. I don't, it's fucking weird. It's weird. So you need a fucking comfort level to yammer, or I guess you just need to be pissed off and, again, fill time. But I'm just waiting for this guy to fucking mosey out in his underwear, scratching his balls and going, hey, who wants an iced tea? Not me, you fuck. Get back in your room. These two idiots wandering around, getting keys made and fucking, and honking horns. And this dude's a clown. This dude's a fucking clown, folks. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. She's friends with all these fucking... It's like living in Across the Universe, that Beatles musical. It's like living in Across the Universe where all those bohemian people lived inside a fucking apartment. There's like 18 people with one bed. That's what this fucking joint's going to be like. I'm going to come here. There's going to be fucking, guys doing somersaults. And there's going to be like a human pyramid. It's going to be fucking terrible. Why the fuck do I want to be here? God damn it, this is awful. Lives with a clown with his own picture on his smart car. Here's the thing. He shows up. He comes to my house the other day because they had to pick something up. And apparently Lily is incapable of doing anything now without her new friend supporting her. So she shows up at my fucking apartment, and he goes, I say something to him, and he goes, what? And I go, excuse, and he goes, what? And he pulls a giant ear out of his pocket and holds it up to his head. Like, what? Like straight out of the Pee Wee Herman movie. I'm not kidding you. But he meant it. It wasn't even like, I'm ironically doing this. He was doing it like, this is really funny. And I'm like, great. I didn't know you were dating my fucking uncle, Lily. I had no idea. I didn't know that my Uncle John was here. What's next? Is he going to make a fart noise and poke me in the stomach? What the fuck is going on? So this guy, all right, so that guy, he pulls the fucking ear gag, yay. And then as he's leaving my house, I walked him to the door. Just because I didn't want him to stop and start juggling light fixtures. I wanted to make sure he didn't fucking touch anything on his way out. I didn't need him to, all of a sudden, be on stilts and then get into a car with 8 of his friends. So they're walking out, and he does this thing that, there are comedians, folks, when you work on the road who try to do stuff and get noticed. They pretend like they're just, I'm out working, but then they go to restaurants and they want to sing happy birthday with the fucking crowd and then they'll go, look, I'm at the comedy club all week, duh. And I'm like, I'm seriously going to fucking stab you. I honestly. You know what? There's a clown and a comedian and a buffoon, and there's a difference, a clear delineation between the three. So this guy pulls the ear gag. He's walking out, and then he walks past the bushes by my house, and he barks like a dog, and then jumps back. Like there was a dog in the bushes. He's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa," and then he jumps back and looks, and he goes, whoa, did you see that? Yes, I did see that when I was 9, and my uncle did it in Orland Park. What the fuck? You know what? He did that, and even the picture of himself on the car made a face. He did the crazy ear thing, and then he, oh, can you see that? Even I looked at his car, and his face frowned. I can't believe that my real likeness is doing that sort of corny bullshit and ruining everybody's day. and life. And I do say life because apparently this is it. This is where I'm going to be, recording this fucking show from now on. Every week, this is going to be the fucking, this will be the 40-year-old boy prison for year 2. I got to come over to this fucking joint. And every week, I can't wait to just see what they do with this place. It's going to be fucking outrageous, huh? A burlesque dancer, a clown, and some fucking guy in his underwear. I can't wait to see what they do. There's going to be a mural of him on the wall making a face and, like, you know, holding a whoopee cushion. And they won't have, like, couches. They'll have inflatable furniture and bean bags because, again, everybody's all, you know, these are 40-year-old people who are living like they're 20 all over again. You know what? We're free and we're liberated. Let's go ahead and get our own a place, man. It's going to be great. What if we had coat hooks that look like fingers instead of hooks? Ha ha, let's put those up. This is going to be fantastic. You know what? All we got in this place, let's put out a big bag of condoms and a huge jar of jelly beans and put it out on the countertop. We can do whatever the fuck we want, man. There's no rules in this place. Ha ha. Let's live the way we wanted to live 30 years ago when we could, but then we grew up and didn't realize that we should fucking go ahead and adjust our lives accordingly. Motherfucker. And again, far be it from me to climb up on Mount Maturity and fucking scold or lecture anybody. Because believe me, I am a jagoff. I got an Xbox, and I got a huge picture of Mr. Blonde on my wall. Believe me, I get it. I'm a fuck up, okay? But at least I've got a wife who goes, hey, dude, what are you doing? And rolls her eyes at me. And then I go, you're right. I got to pay the bills. Exactly. You got to pay the bills. But I walk in here, and like I said, it's just like, you know, joy buzzers and fucking anal beads. Great. Woohoo! Big party, everybody. Let's go ahead and do that. Responsibilities in our rearview window. Let's tell our stuffy husbands and wives to take a fucking walk. Ha ha! Jump off a fucking bridge. And not ironically. Seriously, jump off and hit the water and let the cooling, soothing waters suck you down and the tide will pull you out. And then you can go to heaven or hell or wherever the fuck you are and see if they've got a dog or a fucking honky horn or a car with 18 of your friends or huge floppy fucking shoes. Jesus. I can't believe I'm here. I can't believe this is happening. The art table. Literally, I'm waiting. I should just, and again, I will come back. This is a wooden art table. I'm going to come back and they're going to be, oh, look, handprints and heart signs. We went ahead and we made it our own, man. We went ahead and had a painting night. It was so great. It was great. The whole collective came over, man. Eventually, they're just, you know what? They're going to go and find someone named Tate and LoBianco and kill them with a fork. This is how it started. This is how the fucking Manson thing started. Everybody's like, hey, we don't have to be married or whatever, right? And then there was one charismatic dude. Manson he had his picture on a bike. He didn't have a car, but he had his own picture on a bike. And they were like, we got to follow that dude. And the next thing you know, they're breaking into people's houses for, you know, trial runs and just creepy crawling across the floor and trying not to wake them up, practicing on when they're going to kill somebody. This thing's a fucking brick. Yeah. That's what I got going on for you folks. So get ready for, it's funny. Last week, I was so excited. I had hit a stride. I felt that I was like, you know what, a year is under our belt. And last week I was revving because I was all excited about the show and the logos and the T-shirts. And then I walked into this joint today and I went, yep, that was premature. There is no reason to get excited about this fucking thing. And then, like I said, there's two dudes that I don't even know, and they're, you know, in and out while this is happening. And it's like, which is, I think the bigger story is that is absolutely going to cut into the sexual tension between me and Lili during every broadcast that we have. I mean, that goes without saying. Any sort of tenuous, weird Sam and Diane connection that we had has been stomped on by fucking chuckles. By fucking baggy pants Seltzer Joe. He's gonna come in and be like, he's gonna, I'm gonna be like leaning into Lili and go, hey, you want to talk into the same microphone as me? And he's gonna go, hey, let's spin plates. Fuck you, spin plates. Take a fucking walk, Clarabelle. God damn it. All of it ruined. That's it. All right, you guys can get me at Mike and MikeSchmidtComedy.com. I hit the art table. That was so fucking funny. I hit the goddamn art table. That fucking made me laugh. What if I did? What if this whole show was absolutely me just blow drying Lili from across the table and not giving her a chance to respond and then just take it off? Just gave her a fucking verbal paintbrush. Ha! That would have been beautiful. All right, folks. How are you? I hope you're doing better than I am. I don't know if I've mentioned, folks, I'm in a new place. All right, I beat that fucking horse into the ground. But I'm sure the clown will come in and find a way to use it in a skit. Hey, let's get that dead horse through a hoop. Waka waka. I live with Fozzie Bear. That's who I'm here with. I'm here with Fozzie Bear. Jesus Christ. Lily moved in with Fozzie Bear. All right. Man. I don't even know where to. It's like there's no even a starting point. Like that's all that shit is true. I wish I was kidding, but it's true. Like I said, I know Lily's husband, and now I got to see him, and then I got to come here and see her, getting fucking DP'd by these two idiots. That's great. That's fantastic. Oh. And the sad thing is, I'm not kidding. I'm not. She's taking it in the face from both these idiots. And I got to deal with that, and I have to hear about it. I'm like, I don't want to hear about it. You know what? Literally, Lily is getting a hot clown. Remember when we talked about that before? We were goofing around, and we made it up, and we joked about it. She went, you know what? That doesn't sound like a bad idea. I'm getting divorced and moving in with one. And then she gets a hot clown. This is terrible. I blame myself. In a small way, I blame you folks as well. All right. You okay? Yeah, good.
I'm gonna cry.
I'm sure you are. You should. You really should.
20 minutes,
you should just.
I'm gonna kill myself.
Yeah. If this is the last show, then so be it. I mean, believe me, living with these idiots in this weird collective, you're on your way. I mean, it's gonna happen. Eventually, you guys are gonna talk yourself into it one night.
Oh God, I hope
When you're doing somersaults and eating Fruity Pebbles, in the middle of the night, you're gonna go, "Hey, this isn't as fun as I thought it was," and you'll literally just make a face and then dive out a window, like you won't even. You're like, "Hey, you know what? It turns out I don't have anything to live for. I gotta get the fuck out of here. Check out, please." Do me a favor, if you do decide to end it, take these two out with you first.
Okay.
Take them out first, and then go ahead and do yourself. Seriously. Make sure they both suck the pipe, and then you go ahead and just eat a bullet and just end the whole thing. And do it that way. Don't hang yourself or drown yourself or any of that bullshit. I demand that you fucking paint the walls with your brains.
Okay.
But them first. Them fucking first. Teach them a lesson for ruining this. You teach them a lesson for taking something that people love and wiping their fucking feet on it. These jagoffs. They didn't know. They're huge fucking clown shoes. They fucking took something that people love and they wiped their clown shoes all over it. They took something they loved and they crumbled it up and they blew their nose in it with a big noise. That's what they did. And stuffed that dirty handkerchief back in their pocket. They've taken something that America loves. That America, Canada, Germany, Australia, Ireland, I hear from everybody. Pakistan, I hear from all of them. All of these people around the world love this, and this fucking clown just took a flower and squirted water in all their faces. You fucking just squirted water in the face of the world, clown. You fucking hump. You makeup wearing, skin cap wearing, big ear holding, fake bark doing hump. God damn it. Good Christ, folks. This is it. This is what I deal with. This is what I got to deal with. And again, I know it really isn't my problem, I guess. Just once a week it's my problem. And I'm sure they're wonderful, sweet people. But I don't want to know that. I don't want to know that at all. As far as I know, this motherfucker, he can put on his baggy pants and his goofy white lips and sweep up the spotlight. That's it. This show's ending. And at the end of every episode, he can just sweep up the spotlight. Oh. This would be a good time to tell you that year one will not be on sale this week, folks. Several different reasons. I blame the clown. I think you all should. We all should just take it out on him. It's his fault. Because you know what? When I called to leave a message, he didn't answer the phone. He held that big ear up to the phone, and he didn't write down the message for Lili. I guess he assumed that the ear would record it. No, there was a problem because I was going to have a separate website that was going to be distributing the episodes, and it turned out that did not happen, and I did not find out about it until this week. And I was gone this weekend. I was in Las Vegas this weekend because I had to pick up a job application from Cirque du Soleil for this idiot, and so I had to make sure I brought it back. And by the way, the job application for Cirque du Soleil is just a cardboard box. If you can fit in it, you're in. That's the entire job application for Cirque du Soleil. They give you like a weird refrigerator box, and if you can fold yourself into it, done. You're in the cast. But I had to go pick that up for him. So whatever. The point is, I had hoped to have everything going by this week, but definitely next week. So because people have written me, and I also tell you this: if you've written me an email in the last 2.5 weeks, and I haven't answered it, hang tight. I will write it. I will answer it because with all this logo and T-shirt and then this moving and everything has interfered. Real life has interfered. So I will go ahead and write you guys as soon as possible. There was a gentleman who asked me if he can get me some Propel. I'm going to say no. I appreciate that. But I can't even imagine you coughing up $50 to ship me whatever 40 bottles of Propel that you found. I appreciate it. That's awesome. But you can't. So you know what? I'll just verbally answer all the emails now so everybody can just go ahead and deal with that. But yeah, so I will answer your emails. But I got to tell you, thank you so much for the outpouring of emails and people buying shirts. That's great. We sold our first shirt before the show even went up. I don't know how that happened, but that's how much faith I have in the design, folks. I'm sure somebody went and saw it and went, I don't know what the fuck that is, but I got to buy it. And just because he's like, what's that? A kid eating pie out of a skull? Done. I got to get it. And so I sold one even before the show went live last week. I heard to somebody in Georgia, and which I don't get a lot of emails from Georgia, but I'm glad that that person went ahead and bought a shirt. So congratulations. I don't know if I don't think I don't think congratulations are in order actually when you think about it, but that's okay. Accept them in the spirit they were intended. But we're selling shirts, and I will tell you, I've been deluged at Facebook, and I can tell you again, folks, as if the first 20 minutes of this show didn't tip you off, I am fucking old. I am an old man who is set in his ways and is not good with change, because I don't understand Facebook. I mean, I do. I know what to do, and I click when people want to be my friend. That's great, and people they write on my wall, I guess, and then people are poking me periodically. And I don't. That's fine. I mean, I'm just like, yay, thanks. You know what I mean? What do you do? Facebook shot me down. Facebook. It was so funny because so many people joined like the first day. They sent me messages or became friends. I started answering them all. They would send me messages, so I would answer all their messages. And all of a sudden, Facebook just froze me after like 25 responses, and it said, "What are you trying to do?" And it was like, it didn't speak to me. It wasn't like It wasn't like Tron, where all of a sudden it came to life and had a chat with me. It was it just put up the words, and so I had to type in what I was doing, and it said, "You are using this feature as a chat feature. If you want to chat with friends, go to chat, but otherwise stop spamming people." But I wasn't spamming anybody. I was just answering the messages they sent me. But I guess you can't answer too many in a row, or the Facebook police show up and they flash their virtual badge and they really poke you. Believe me, that is not pleasant. I've been poked by the regular people. When the Facebook police poke you, you know you've been fucking poked. So, but thanks, man. And if you want to be my friend at Facebook, you know what you do? You search by my email address, which is mike@mikeshmidtcomedy.com, or you can search, just go. I always tell people to do this. Just find Lili von Stupp, because there aren't a lot of those on there. So that's Lili, Lili, von, Von, Stupp, Schttupp. So go ahead and find her, and you can find me, and then become all of our friends. And who knows? Maybe someday Lili will live with you. Go ahead and invite her on Facebook, because that's what she's always looking for, a place to rest her hindquarters. And the crazier, the better. The more chaos, the more let's put it this way. If you ever see somebody and you go, I would never talk to that person, chances are Lili would go ahead and move in with that person. Anybody you see that are on the fringes of society that you just think to yourself, yeah, I could not be less interested in that person, Lili's like, stop the car and put him in the back seat. What's that sign say? You're a veteran and you need money? Fantastic. Jump in right now. Would you like to move in with me? any fucking Mexican guy selling flowers on a street corner, any homeless guy selling oranges, anybody sleeping in their own urine or playing a ukulele with a hat in front of them, Lily's going to be their fucking friend. Lily's going to scoop that person up, and she's going to fix everything, folks. Because you know what? Why work on yourself when you can work on those around you? You're not...
Mr. Pot, please make this kettle.
Hey, look, believe me, I'm culpable in all of this. I'm not saying that I'm any better or worse or any of that. I'm just, right now we're dealing with you. Sure, because that's what America wants. These people know I'm a fucking nut bar. But they don't know the true story of our friend LVS over here and her clown loving ways. All right.
Hey,
So,
he was Ringling.
huh?
He was Ringling.
He was Ringling. Oh, so if he was from Circus Vargas, you wouldn't. You'd be like, I can't even deal with that bullshit. If he was a birthday clown and he was, hopping out of a cake at some 8-year-old's party, you'd be like, I gotta hug that guy. Oh my God, he's so sexy. Look at the nose on that cat. All right. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. She is the patron saint of the unwanted and just brings them all in. When you go to the burlesque show afterwards, there's like a breakfast that really looks like the Last Supper for freaks. I mean, it's like there's Jesus. And then there's, like I said, there's these homeless dudes and these wannabe burlesque people, and some
12 photographers.
12 photographers all praying to sniff the hemline of all of these women that are sitting around, and these chicks are just they're speaking in affected accents. They all sound like Katharine Hepburn from a '30s movie. They're using cigarette holders and they have fox fur wraps. Just awful. It's so terrible. And the people will come and they'll be like, hey, what do you guys want for breakfast? You're in a diner, a normal diner. Get a plate of eggs. You know what I would like? I would like some absinthe and cream of tartar soup. Really? Is that what you'd like? Hey, do you have any pineapple suspended in aspic? Of course I do, because we have a cookbook from the 1920s White House available. That's what we have. Would you like some roast beast too, Cindy Lou? What the fuck? Order a goddamn hamburger. I'm not very hungry. Could you bring me 3 leaves of lettuce and a dot of dressing? I'd go ahead and choke that down. And if there's a way to take a French fry, but then wring out the grease, I would enjoy that, please. Oh, shut up. Die. Seriously, die. Do you have any goat? I would love some goat. No, you wouldn't like goat. No, I'd like goat's milk and some sheep's cheese. Do you have any? Shut up. Fucking die and get a goddamn beef sandwich. Oh. That's her crowd, man. That's her crowd, and then she takes pity on me, and so that's like now I think, well, am I that guy? I must be one of them. The fact that she's willing to throw me a bone and sit down with me, that's got to indicate I'm all fucked up. And I mean, we all know that I'm all fucked up, but I didn't know I was that fucked up. But yeah, I'm serious. You go out with Lily anywhere. You walk past a fucking store window or a train station or anywhere where there's some person who looks like they might need something, Lily's right on them. Boom, what do you need? I got it for you. So year 1 is not available yet. It will be available because also real life interfered in that she's moving. And I will tell you, year 1 involves a lot of work from Lily.
Yes.
And she's, her life is in upheaval right now. She's moved. I think I may have mentioned that. And so she has to sit down and do hardcore editing and stuff like that, which is really difficult when you've got, your roommate trying to practice sleight of hand on you. And when he's walking around in his noisy shoes and she's trying to do the editing. So next week, and it's okay because you know what it does? It gives you an extra week to get a shirt. So you can go ahead and get yourself a shirt at lookatmeshirts.com. So go ahead and make sure you take care of that. But so year 2 is now. Year 1 will be available next week. So I think what I'm going to have to do is just do it through my website because I said last week I was going to, but I had planned on having another website that was going to carry it. And that fell through. Because, again, folks, why would anybody who's doing business with me ever return a fucking phone call or an email? Do you have any idea? No, really, I'd like to know. This is a guy I was referred to who does websites and offers episodes or whatever. He would be able to help me out. And I wrote him, and it took him 3 days to write back to me. He's like, well, what are you planning on doing? And I wrote him a longer email explaining what I was planning on doing, and I never heard from him again. Ever. Which I'm going to take as a huge hint that this guy doesn't want to fucking be involved. Or maybe he just went, good, I'll get right on it. And by the time I'm finished with this and I check my email, he's going to say, I built it, done. I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, is the whole world as fucking lazy as me? I mean, I guess they are. That's the thing, is I always think that I'm this guy who's just this paralyzingly lazy guy who's not getting anywhere. And then I deal with people that don't work to my satisfaction. I mean, Jesus Christ, what the fuck are you doing that you can't return an email? What? Good God, I don't get it. By the way, I may have mentioned 15 minutes ago I haven't returned emails for 2.5 weeks, but now you're understanding why. Because rather than answer you folks in a timely fashion, I sit there and fucking get furious over the fact that this one guy won't email me back. And then I realize I've got to drive to Hollywood to do my podcast. So now I'm in show business. I'm in show business. All right. Yeah, so I was in Vegas over the weekend, so I was unavailable. I was incommunicado, and things did not get done. I was at the Las Vegas Hilton with our friend Barry Manilow, and he's a good friend. They have two. It's funny. They have two shows at the Hilton. They have Barry Manilow in the big theater, and then they have a thing called Monster Circus. And the Monster Circus is a bunch of metal dudes that you didn't want to see with their original bands. And they've all gotten together now to play music while the circus happens, I guess. And literally, you would see the in-room ad, and it was like, Rudy Sarzo, the bass player from Quiet Riot, and Bruce Kulick, and Fred Coury, the drummer from Cinderella, and special metal guests. And I know, I don't know what it means either. But for the people who love that kind of music, that's their thing. They're sitting in the audience, and if they were to say something like, "Hey, Mark Slaughter's here," that place would know who he was, and they'd go crazy. They'd be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe Mark Slaughter showed up. This certainly justifies our ticket purchase." And it was funny. I did my fantasy baseball thing, and Pardo was there, and he was the one telling me about Monster Circus, and he was the one who told me all the people that were in it. And he goes, "Do you know the tickets are $40?" And that's a free show in L.A. I got to be honest with you. You drive 270 miles northwest, and that's a free fucking show. But you go down to Vegas, and apparently it's worth $40 to see the drummer from Cinderella do fills. Again, I'm not going to lie to you folks. In this new apartment, I could walk a block and a half and go to the drum room at Guitar Center and see the drummer from Cinderella doing fills. That's not costing me anything but time. And Rudy Sarzo, he's the bass player from Quiet Riot. And to me, it was funny. I said to Pardo, I go, "That's the biggest name." I go, "When the biggest name in your act is the bass player, is that even worth charging for?" And he thinks Bruce Kulick's a bigger name because he was in Kiss. And I go, "I don't know, man. Kiss has had so many dudes. If you didn't wear the makeup, nobody really cares." And he didn't wear the makeup. So I still think Sarzo was the bigger name. And then I saw Kulick. It was funny. Pardo saw him and he goes, "Hey, I saw Kulick earlier." And then later on, I saw Kulick walking around in his wife beater and his tattoos and his 19 laminates. I don't know how heavy the security is to get backstage at Monster Circus. And I don't know who among them doesn't recognize Kulick. If Kulick tries to get in, they go, "No, I'm sorry. You can't get in there, sir." And you know what? As a matter of fact, the laminates, that goes ahead and disproves Jimmy's point that Kulick's the most famous one. That guy needs 19 pieces of identification just to get back there and rehearse with the fucking band. You think they're stopping Rudy Sarzo with his goofy hair and his big smile? No, they know who Sarzo is. They recognize him because he bangs his head. His mental health is driving him mad. Mad, I tell you. And then he shows up and they go, "Hey, it's Sarzo, let him in." Meanwhile, Kulick, they give him the fucking stiff arm. "Excuse me, sir. I was in Kiss. Did you wear the makeup? We didn't recognize you with the makeup off." "No, I'm all 19 laminates, let me in." Monster Circus. They won't let him in. Hey, does that happen to your boy? Is when he goes to places, they're like, "Hey, you don't have the makeup on. I don't recognize you without the makeup on."
My boy.
Yeah, your boy.
My boy.
Your boy's like Kulick. He's like he shows up without the makeup. He's got to have 19 laminates to get backstage at the Big Top. What's funny is Lily said that this guy listens to the show. So I'm going to wind up having to fight this guy, which is fine. I mean, if I got to fight him, that's fine. But what I'm going to make him do is he's got to get in full clown regalia before I fight him. I won't fight him as a dude. I got to fight him as a clown.
He's also a Marine.
He's a Marine?
Yeah.
I don't fucking care. I fought Marines. I didn't say I was going to win. I said I'd fight him. If I get my ass beat by a clown, I get my ass beat by a clown. That's one ass whooping I got to take. I just want to climb in this clown's ass and then go home and my hands are all fucking red and someone's going to be like, dude, you must have murdered that clown. And I'm like, nah, it's makeup. That's just makeup. I landed a couple of shots, but then he beat the shit out of me. Pulled a rubber chicken out of my ass. That might be with recording for YouTube, like an actual fight with a clown, like if I actually fought him, if he wanted to fight. I tried to pitch that. You know, it was funny because Matt Belknap did a show here in L.A. It was called it was See You Next Tuesday show. It was after Death Ray. And am I recording okay? Because I sound weird in my head now with the headphones for some reason. All right.
You're fine.
Yeah, I don't hear me right. Okay, so enjoy that, folks. We're gonna take that out. Can we take that out somehow? I don't know. Sure, people that's what they want to hear is the behind the scenes stuff. So I told Matt Belknap he had a show called See You Next Tuesday, and there's a guy named Kevin Sesha who's a fucking great writer and a funny guy here in L.A., and he's a boxer. And he wound up getting a detached retina, so he actually had to stop, boxing training and stuff like that. But I think he started again. He's doing mixed martial arts stuff, and I was doing it at the time. And so I said to Kevin, I go, dude, let's fight. Like, would you fight me at See You Next Tuesday? Because the show was like, it was stand-up, but also it was kind of like experimental where they did a bunch of different stuff. And I said, let's actually fight, like me and you. And he was all for it. He's like, yeah, let's do it. And then we told Matt, and Matt was like, yeah. I mean, I get, like, he was kind of like, that might be okay, but then it turned out like the theater probably wasn't too thrilled about it insurance-wise to have two guys just going at it on stage. So, which is too bad because that would have been fun. And by fun, I mean ridiculous and stupid. Because, again, we're two friends punching each other. That would be retarded. But yeah, and also I would have gotten massacred. Fucking Sesha would have that's all I need is a fucking 3-punch combination to knock me on my ass. Seriously, I'm getting beaten up by comedians. I'm getting beaten up by clowns. I'm not 25 years old anymore, folks. I'm no longer in my prime. I'm on the edge. I'm gonna fight some marine clown. And by the way, you brag about that like he's this marine clown, like that meant anything at all. Like, was he going on missions as a clown? Is that what you're trying to tell me? He was like, it's like right out of a fucking Seagal movie where he's like Casey Ryback. That's who he is. He's like, he gets a job at the circus, and then terrorists attack the circus. And they take down everybody. The strong man's the first guy they take out because they don't want to deal with him. And the fucking bearded lady's held in a cage, and they're holding the big top hostage. And back in the control room, there's like, fuck, you know what? We got a clown on the inside. And then he's got to wear like a headset, and he and Erica Laniak beat up all the tourists at the big top. That's great. He's like the Casey Ryback of clowns. I love that. That's fantastic. So if Gary Busey and Tommy Lee Jones try to take over at the circus, fuck that. I got crazy marine clown. He's going to take over. They pull his file. They're like, oh my God. Not only can this clown juggle, but apparently he's Black Ops. How did you not know that this clown was Black Ops? It's just one clown. He can't do anything to us. Meanwhile, he's like popping out of popcorn machines, fucking swinging on trapezes and shooting guys two-fisted with guns. I come around. I'm on this clown's side. The big top under siege. Only one man can stop them.
I fucking love it.
The marine clown. And he wouldn't talk. That's the whole deal. Like, because Seagal's like the man of few words. He'd just have a horn that he'd honk. And that's when you'd know something would happen. You think you can stop me? You're just one man. And then he just ass whips everybody. That is one devastating clown. The fuck was I talking about before that happened? Monster Circus. I was like, how did I get the circus? All right. He's a Marine. That's how mad I made Lily now. She's going to have him. I'm going to get beaten up by her clown friend. Now she's that upset. Well, good. He's going to listen to the show and be pissed. Then we're going to have to fucking go round and round in his new apartment.
He thinks you're hysterical.
He did. He used to think I was hysterical. You know what's going to happen? You're going to see him. He's going to have his earbuds in. He's going to be listening to the show. He's going to be laughing and stuff. And then he's going to hear it. He's going to be like, you're just going to see him make a face. And he's going to make like a mean face. And then he's going to hold that ear up.
No, he'll have to paint the mean face.
He'll have to paint a mean face on? Yeah, there you go. He'll be like, oh. And he'll do it with his hand. That thing where you wipe your face up and down and make a smiley and a main. And he's going to hold the big ear up to the ear. He's going to the ear, but to make sure he heard it right. And then the dog will go. Oh, Monster Circus. So maybe he gets a job at Monster Circus. Maybe he goes there. He and Q look in makeup. They get in with no problems, no questions asked. Rock bands are retarded. There's a band, the band The Offspring is going back on tour, and The Offspring is The Offspring, and that's fine. But you know what? The Offspring now, they're 40-year-old men, right? 45-year-old men. I mean, they're older than me. But they're still trying to cling to the we're the fucking Offspring type. They're right in Lily's wheelhouse. Okay, what I mean, they're 45-year-old people who still think they're 18. So they're going ahead and they announced their tour, and the Offspring. The way they announced it was their lead singer, did a mock presidential press conference to announce how the country needs change, and the Offspring was going to bring change, and how the economy is ruined. Here's what the Offspring is calling their tour. This is how mature they are. The This Shit Is Fucked Up tour. That's their cogent analysis of the economy and the state of the world today. This shit is fucked up, says the Offspring. And I guess I didn't really expect anything more from the Offspring, again, because they're a 45-year-old band still concerned with haircuts and riding skateboards. But come on, fellas. Step up your game a little bit. Do you think the Offspring really understands what's going on with the economy? Like, all of a sudden their money just starts disappearing. They go to meet with their manager, and he's like, fellas, I'm sorry. I know your investments in Vans shoes would look good for a while. I know you thought that board shorts were going to be popular forever, but fellas, it turns out that investing all of your money in Mohawk futures was not a smart move. Need to get back out on tour, folks. And Dexter Howland, the lead singer, just looked at him and went, wow, this shit is fucked up. Bingo. Idea. Get me a pen. I'm writing 9 songs. And they're all going to have a sing-song chorus and a Mexican guy chanting in the background. Done. We're back on top, fellas. Let's go out and play. Yes, I know it's come out and play. My friend Pat wrote me, and it just had a link to Judas Priest tour dates, and he said, "Are we in?" And it was Judas Priest and Whitesnake are on tour together, and they're going to be here in August. And I wrote him back, and I go, and I just wrote him, and I go, you know what, I can't do it now. I said, hopefully by August I'll be working, I'll have a job, and then we can go ahead and do that. And I sent the email, and then I wrote him a second email, and I go, yes, I am 17 years old, hoping that I have a job this summer so I can afford Judas Priest tickets. What the fuck? I'm living in Dazed and Confused. I live in that movie. Me and Wooderson are going to go to the football field and get high, and then I'm going to drive to Houston and get Aerosmith tickets. Are you fucking kidding me? I hope I'm working by August, and then I'll be able to afford the Judas Priest Whitesnake tickets. And then I'm really hoping Cindy lets me finger bang her this summer. That would be great. Hopefully I'll go ahead and I get some this summer at a kegger at the back roads. Are you fucking kidding me? Grow up, you idiot. And that's my favorite part. I'm hoping to get a job so I can afford the Judas Priest tickets. God forbid I chip into the fucking $60,000 in credit card debt I've accumulated. No, I'm hoping that I can get gainful employment so I can purchase tickets to see someone sing Here I Go Again. Which actually should be the theme of my life. Here I go again. And after this week, on my own. As Lily sides with her rugged clown. And they give me the boot. Here's something I did in Las Vegas. I'll share with you. In the hallways in Las Vegas, they had alarm bells. Like if the fire alarm goes off, they have actual bells on the wall. So when I would walk by the bell, I would finger flip it, bing, and I'd because it makes like a tone. It would make a noise. So after 2 days of this, because again I'm nothing if not full of OCD, I have to flick every bell as I walk past it. I'm walking by the bells, and I'm flicking them, bing, bing. So then, as I don't know why I did it, I went, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do it with my head. I'm gonna see like what I wanted to see what kind of noise it makes if I hit it with my head. So and the thing is, I also can't break stride. That's the deal. Like I that it's part of the game. All right, I count the steps that I'm taking, and yes, it was 67 steps from my room to the elevator, and and I would walk those steps, and I would ping, 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 and I'd flick the five bells that I would see. So then, but I can't ever break stride. So if I miss it and I don't bing it, then all day I think about how I only dinged four bells. I mean, it's just I'm insane. So so I'm walking. So one time I get off the elevator and I'm walking and I go bing, bing, and then the third bell's coming up and I go fuck this, I'm gonna walk right in, and I just walk and I get pong. I hit it with my head. And let me tell you something, folks. It doesn't make a ping. You know what it does? Because I thought it would make like a pong, like as a bigger thing is striking its surface. You know what noise it made? That's the noise it made. And I got a fucking egg. I still have it on the top of my head. And I stopped and I'm like, what? What is wrong with you, stupid? I wish somebody would have seen it. Like, I wish somebody, if anybody would have been just watching me do it, it would have been worth it. Just because it's like ping, ping. And I made the decision to just physically walk right into it. That's the noise it made. Like, it was just this awful. Here, it made this noise. That's the noise it made. Oh, and I just hit the egg. Oh, man, I hit the same egg. Oh, that hurt. I just headbutted the wall, folks. And I'm doing my part to get them kicked out of their new apartment as I've hit the wall like 10 times. But yeah, I rammed my head into the bell like fucking George the Animal Steel. I mean, who the fuck? What are you doing, idiot? I thought it would make a cool noise. It didn't. It did not make a good noise. In my skull or otherwise. Yeah, that hurt. So I went to help my buddy Pat. My buddy Pat bought a house, and it's awesome. And then I get there to help him out. And by help him out, I mean sit around while he does stuff. I mean, I don't know the first thing to do in a fucking house, and that's all he wanted me to do. Like he wanted me to, because I hadn't seen the house yet. So he goes, "Come on out, I'll show it to you, and then we'll go get some lunch." And it's a great house. Fucking 4 bathrooms, I think, and a ton of bedrooms. There's like a living space upstairs. It's fantastic. But it also drove home the point that I have no idea what to do at a house. Like if I had a house, he had. In his garage, he had like all this paint, and he's like, I gotta get rid of this paint. I'm like, well, just throw it away. He goes, you can't just throw it away. Like you have to dispose of it or whatever. And I'm like, I don't. Are you kidding me? There would be a paint pyramid at the end of my block, and hey, free paint with a sign. I wouldn't know what the first fucking thing to do. So then he had a can of Thompson's water seal. I don't know what that is. I have been watching baseball and football for years and always seen commercial for Thompson's water seal. Use it on your deck. I barely know what a deck is, let alone what fucking Thompson's water seal. I don't know what it is. I have no clue. Is it like a paint for your deck that like is fancy? Or is it, I figure, like I can put it together, Thompson's water seal. What I thought it sealed in, I thought it would seal in the moisture in your wood so your wood wouldn't crack. And, I guess I was close. What it does is it seals together your wood so moisture doesn't get into it and cause it to crack or break. But it just drove home the point that I would have no fucking clue on what to do at all. Like, I'm lucky my wife is there to go, hey, we need this. Good, let's do it. Because I don't have any, I don't know where to put gas in my car. I wouldn't know what fucking Thompson's water seal is. And then we're there, and he's like pricing gardeners, and he's got a maid who comes by every year. Gardener wants $70 a month, and a maid wants $90, and it's, you're looking at electric bills that are like $350. And there's like, I am not equipped to leave my apartment ever. I mean, ever. That's it. I'm living in that ant farm, and I'm going to be there fucking forever. I'm not going anywhere. And it's I guess it's a sobering realization, and it's kind of sad, but also it gives you that kind of comforting, I'm going to pull the covers up over my head and no one's going to bother me type of feeling, So that's it. I know I'm there forever. And that's why it bothers me to come here, and I guess that's why change is so freaky for me. You get in routines, and you get everything set, and you're going here and there, and you're taking care of business, and then, you see a can of Thompson's water seal, and you realize, man, I'm a child. I got no fucking idea what that is. Literally, if I'm in your house, put those things inside the sockets and put those bumpers on the edge of the corners of your tables. Because I'm no better than a fucking 3-year-old at this point. I don't know what anything is anywhere. And then I'm in Pat's garage, and he has like his tax records in boxes. Like in really neat boxes with files and with the years on them. Like it'll say 2001 tax records, and all that kind of shit. I have, oh, you know what? I have all of my receipts and all of my tax shit in shoe boxes. And I don't have the years on them, but you know the year by the brand of shoe of the shoe box. Like if you look up and you're like, what are these from? Oh, you need my tax information from 1989? I got a British Knights box up in my closet. Let me pull that down. What's that, 92? It's in the LA Gear box. Let's go ahead and pull those down. Believe me, I don't have anything neat. I don't have any ink that's wasted. I just have a pile of fucking receipts. I go see my tax guy, and you can just see him make this face like, oh no, him again, because I'm like, I'm like Pac-Man Jones at a fucking script club. I walk in and I make it rain with my receipts. Just throw them up in the air. You know what? Pick them out and write off what you can. And then every year I leave my tax guy and I go, you know what? I got to start labeling these receipts and going ahead and organizing this and taking care of business. And then all of a sudden you look up and you're like, oh, hey, there's an A6 gel box. That's from 2008. Nothing labeled. I'm happy he can make heads or tails out of it. That's why I go to him. That's why I pay him the big money, folks. But I'm useless, I guess is my point, folks. As if the beginning of the show of me ranting angrily didn't point out the fact that I need to grow up. I don't know what would. And then being in Vegas and being married and being in Vegas and seeing there's always like, it's so funny because the economy has really kicked Vegas in the ass, because where we were staying, like you could walk through the casino. You could never do that before. You always had to be, excuse me, pardon me, going sideways. We were cutting a swath through the casino like the fucking Reservoir Dogs leaving breakfast. I mean, it was like nine guys, astride, just walking. It was crazy. It was like we were a human squeegee just walking the whole way down, and nobody was in our fucking way. And then Sunday we went to go eat. We were at the Hilton because we took a break in the middle of our 8 million hour draft, and nothing was open. They had shut down virtually every restaurant. The only thing open was the deli by the sports book. They're closed between 2 and 5. The buffet, the Mexican joint, the sushi joint, the Benihana, the noodle joint, all of them. Every restaurant in the Hilton on their property was closed, except for a coffee shop that sold fucking pastries, and it's because that's just the way it is. And also, we went to Caesars. Their people movers, the electric people movers, and their escalators, they were shut down. So that was by design. I knew that was completely by design to save electricity. How did I say that? Electricity. No, to save electricity. Because in those, believe me, Vegas knows how fat America is and tourists are, and they know they don't want to take one unnecessary step. So if that was broken, they would fix the people moving the escalator and make sure that more people were moved into Caesars. But I'm guaranteeing that was shut off for a fucking reason, man. They're all cutting back and trying to save money there. It's brutal. And and also, I was there this weekend when they shut off the lights for an hour all over the world. You know how they did that? It was a deal. I don't know. It was an eco hour, world electricity saving hour. I don't fucking know. All I know is they turned the lights off on the strip for an hour. The wash lights and the signs. And then they made a big announcement of it, and apparently they did it in Egypt, and it was all over the world. The Eiffel Tower turned off its lights. And can we all quit patting ourselves on the back over turning off the lights for a fucking hour? Seriously. And I'll tell you this, I don't give a fuck if the whole world turned their lights off for an hour. When I walked in here today, it doesn't matter. All of the electricity had been wasted. Every single light in this fucking apartment building was on when I got here. There was not only that, listen to this, the kitchen light and the oven light, the light above the stove. Like, what the fuck? Why do you need both of those on? Oh. But I don't understand that, like I said, they showed the news, what they showed? Dark. That was look, all over the world, dark. Yeah, dark. Of course, you're running your camera to film dark, you fucks, so I guess you're using the electricity or battery packs, whatever the fuck. And where am I going with that? Who fucking knows? All right, good. I just don't understand people who want to be fucking rewarded for doing that. Oh, yeah, we turned the lights off for an hour. Well, great. Then the world will end 1 second later. All right, you guys can write me at mike@MikeSchmidtComedy.com. You guys can write me at myspace.com/MikeSchmidtComedy. You guys can get me at Facebook, either through mike@MikeSchmidtComedy.com or through our friend Lili Von Stupp. That's Lili. And you can get Lili at Lili at burlesque411.com. So go ahead and write Lili and tell her how you feel about things. I'm sitting in this bad chair, the rolly chair. Oh, never mind. All right, so again, there's Mike at MikeSchmidtComedy.com, MySpace.com/MikeSchmidtComedy, Lili at Burlesque411.com. Also, remember the Monday Night Teas is every Monday night here in Los Angeles /Hollywood at Santa Monica and Vine. And it's 10 o'clock every Tuesday, or Monday night, 10 o'clock every Monday night. I'm an idiot. Are you dancing this week?
I am.
Okay, she said last week she was dancing and then she didn't.
I
And
am dancing this week because it's the LA Burlesque launch of the
here,
new
come here.
calendar.
I can't. Come over here.
The LA Burlesque calendar is being launched, and I am a sponsor of the calendar. I was in it last year as Miss September, and so we have a bunch of the calendar girls this year performing.
Okay, so that's a benefit for a calendar, and
No, we're selling the calendar.
we're selling the calendar. I apologize. We're selling the LA Burlesque calendar, and Lili was in it last year. She was Miss September. She did not want to be in it this year because that would indicate the passage of time, and she does not. She does not want to acknowledge that any time is passing whatsoever. She would like to remain frozen in 1987. So she is. She's going to stay there for a while. And I apparently, when I come and do the show, will be staying in 1979. Oh no, that was 8th grade. This is more of a 77. This is more of a 5th grade table. I was 6th grade when I stole the artwork. All right, so I did that too. Sad. Now that I think about it, that's how funny is that? I actually snuck in because I have no talent or aptitude for art, and by talent or aptitude I mean time or interest. Because I can't draw. I draw literally. I'll draw a stick guy, and he'll get one arm, and I'll go, I'm fucking done. I take a line. I'm so lazy. I take a line out of an asterisk. That's out when I'm writing it. I figure they get the idea. That little thing up in the corner, they know what it is. Also want to remind you folks that shirts are available for the 40-Year-Old Boy podcast. The I'm gonna eat pie out of your skull T-shirt still available. Go ahead and check out lookatmeshirts.com or go to MikeSchmidtComedy.com and click through the store page, and there you'll see our friend Lili modeling shirts. And in her old comfortable place, her old comfortable apartment. Maybe I'll have her take some photos here in front of the relentless beige. And but yeah, go ahead and get a shirt. That'd be great. I'd appreciate it. Remember that anything small to extra large is 20. 2Xs, I believe, are 22, and 3Xs are 23. So go ahead and get yourself a shirt. We'd appreciate it. We'll be happy. And also next week, I can guarantee you, I will tell you next week, year one of the 40-Year-Old Boy podcast, the compilation of all 52 episodes, will be available next week for sale. I will have the information on where and when and all that stuff next week. But please look forward to that. I will definitely have them available for you next week. So I hope you will go ahead and pick that up. Some people might still have some episodes, but there might be a reason to get them next. Well, you'll hear next week. So let me make sure before I start saying anything. Let me fucking make sure it's going to be done. I can tell you right now. Yes, the year one will be available next week. So yes. We'll do that. Part of me said I wanted to kind of roll it out together with the shirts, but then part of me said, you know what, let's give the shirts a couple weeks and then do this. And then the decision was made for me because the people that I was talking to about the website decided not to fucking get back to me. So they went ahead and said, yeah, let's go ahead and take care of that. I said, great. I said, thanks to nobody, whoever contacted me. So I'm glad that got done. So good. So go ahead and get a shirt, and then next week I'll tell you all about year one and how you can get it and what you will get with it and that kind of stuff. Okay, cool. And I mentioned I was in Vegas, and I will tell you this: despite the fact that there were less people there, it doesn't matter at nighttime. Women still decide to dress as provocatively as possible. That's the whole deal. That's the great part about Vegas. If people get there and they all get crazy. Like they're like, woohoo, Vegas, we're all in the Rat Pack and we're stupid. So they get there and they do fucking crazy, stupid shit. And I will say this about Monster Circus. They draw that fucking pile of cougars that come out, all these, chicks from the 80s. Because that'll happen here when we'll go to shows. We've gone to see Poison a few times here, Pat and I love going just because you look around at the crowd of these girls who decided, these women who have kids and husbands, but all of a sudden they're like, you know what, fuck it, it's 1985 again, and they drag out their fucking, acid wash, and they cut them up the sides so they can fit in them better, and they don't wear a bra, even though they should, but they don't. So it's just, they got hard nipples and and they fucking frost their hair and it's all bleached and they put on a bronzer and they look hard. These women look hard and rough. And Monster Circus was no exception. Although there's some chicks there. I mean, I'm partial to that type a little bit. You can't help but walk around and see a chick with her tits hanging out, and you go. I looked, and I looked at my buddy, and I was like, I go, dude, there was a chick, and I go, dude, I would Beverly Hills Cop that chick. And he's like, because it was like 1985, and I'm like, because we were making up, all right, we were talking about like stupid movies and what you would do, like, and just because it's just stupid to say the names of 80s movies as a way of saying you would have sex with somebody. You're like, dude, I would make that chick just one of the guys. I mean, I would just absolutely, which doesn't sound good if you're gonna have sex with them, I guess, really, but you're just like, dude, I would fucking Breakfast Club that chick. Are you kidding me? I would 16 candles that chick all over the place. Because that's the thing. They're dressing like it's the 80s. They all want it to be the 80s again. So why not say, I'm going to do that to them? Fuck that. I am just going to fucking Whitesnake video that chick. She's going to get plowed. But I said I was going to, but then I said I was going to Beverly Hills Cop this chick. And he laughed. And I go, that's right. I'm going to put my banana in her tailpipe. So I took it a little further. I went a little further with that one. That one actually had some definition to it. It wasn't just me saying a name, because you say a name and it's funny enough. And hey, I want to Ferris Bueller her day off. Like that kind of. It's stupid. I mean, it makes no sense at all, but it doesn't matter because you do it. You're just like, dude, I'm gonna send that chick on a vision quest. That's what I'm gonna do. That chick is in training because she is going to fucking wrestle the chute. That's what she wants to do. She's going to go ahead and put a fucking log up on her shoulders and run up and down the bleachers because she and the chute are going to go fucking round and round. And he's going to put her shoulders to the mat for a quick 1, 2, fucking 3. Yeah, that's right. I'm not kidding around. I'm a dick, folks. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm a decent guy because I am a jerk. And I'm not a jerk. Man, I'm an awful guy. I'm not an awful guy. I am not a good guy. But I don't think I'm a bad person overall. So, and go ahead and by all means judge that. I'm kind of a jagoff. I got no future. What am I talking about? But I am a jagoff. And I'm not a jerk. I'm a nice guy. It's just I guess I have jerky tendencies. I've done so much ridiculous stuff, and then I wonder afterwards, I'm like, man, how come I don't hang out with anybody? Here's why, because you're a dick. You're finished. 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 You're finished.